So we're talking rep ranges again. You may have seen a video that we've done already with regards to keeping the same weight for all of your working sets and then only progressing to the next weight when you can hit all 3 sets of the recommended number or the prescribed number of reps at a particular weight. If you can't, you stay at that weight until you can. Now, there is a second type of rep scheme that we would use, but what I would usually suggest is this is reserved more for advanced lifters, people who are lifting much, much heavier weights or have a lot more training experience. The only reason being is that if you are kind of elevating the amount of weight you are lifting set by set, you're going to start pretty heavy anyway. Whereas beginners, if you're not used to lifting heavy, you're not going to get much out of sub-maximal sets. So in this particular situation, Dan is going to do 3 sets. We're going to aim for 8. So he's trying to lift a bit heavier. Now, this is on the assumption, and he has done this, that you've already done your warm-up sets. So he may have done 3 or 4 warm-up sets to be ready to start with his working sets, and the working sets being the ones where the load is close to maximal. So what he's going to do, sit back into his bench press. We're just using bench press because it's an easy one to demonstrate on. We're aiming for 8 reps on this. So he's selected a weight that he thinks I can probably get 8 reps. And what he's done on this first set, because let's say he knows he can get 8 reps on 30. What he's actually done on this one is select 26 because it's a little bit further under. It's going to allow him to build up to that very, very, very heavy last set. Now, the reason I say that I wouldn't do this if you are a beginner is simply because the loads you are working with are not heavy enough. This I would suggest you doing if you're more of an advanced lifter, because even your sub-maximal sets are still going to be heavy and help you to build a significant amount of muscle. Beautiful. Relax there. So Dan got his reps there on set 1. What we're going to do for the next set, rest about 2 minutes here. He's then going to nudge it up a kilo. So he's going to do his next set, seeing if he can make it just a little bit heavier. Okay, so Dan's had some rest now. Now we're going in for set 2. Now, because Dan is an advanced lifter, what we've done now on these working sets is we've nudged it up a kilo towards what he thinks is going to be his maximal working weight. So Dan's going to do a set again. Remember, we're aiming for 8. Usually this is the better approach on much, much heavier sets for advanced lifters. So again, remember what we're looking for is perfect reps. When your technique starts to fail, that is when you are at failure. Now at that point, you can do partial reps, you can do all kinds of things. If you have a spotter, you can use a spotter. But again, right now, I'm gonna leave Dan to do these sets on his own because you are likely to be doing it on your own as well. And we want to try and get more of a realistic environment when showing you this technique. So we're starting to struggle now. He may have overestimated his weight selection. Come on, Dan, come on, Dan. Dig those feet in, come on. Let's go. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. There you go. Up, 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 up. Nice. And relax there. Dan's hit failure at that point. What was that, 6?
8.
That was 8, full 8. Okay, I lost count. So, that was 8 reps. So Dan has just about got that. So he's done 26. 27 second set. We're now going to rest 2 minutes and we're going to aim for 28 on that third set. So because you can see he's working real close to his limits, we can make the most out of this type of rep progression, doing slightly lighter weight, moderate weight, then the max weight. Whereas if you are more beginner, you would try to work more towards your maximal weight all of the time, because working too far below it, if you're not using heavy loads, is relatively pointless. So we're going to rest now. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so now I'm moving into set 3. As you remember, Dan is using an advanced rep scheme, so he's worked up to this final weight. Now, we got 8 with a rep or 2 in reserve. He then moved up a weight, got his 8 just. Now he's going to go for 8 on what he believes is his maximal weight. Let's see how he goes. He may drop a rep short. If that's the case, then no problem. Let's go down. So we're aiming for 8. Now, even that first rep is a fight. We do count that one. 2, good. Pinning the shoulder blades in, drive your feet into the floor, squeeze your glutes. 3. 4, good. Making sure we've got technical form. I don't mind things shaking. I don't mind you slowing down. It's when we start all of this shit, that's when you have failed. We do not want to get into unsafe movements. Get it out, Dan. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Now, I'll spot this one. You may not have a spot, but I'm going to do it because I'm here. Up, 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 up. Good. And relax there. So that was Dan's set. He didn't hit his full 8 on the last set. But as you saw, set 1, we were a little bit under his max. Set 2, a step closer to it. Step 3, over it. This is a more advanced way of doing your sets. Now, what I would say is that he stays at the same rep progression over the next few weeks until he gets his 8, 8, and 8 as always. Then he can move up a weight as his starting weight, his starting step. This is an advanced rep progression for those who are a little bit stronger with a little bit more training experience.